from your scrum account for the man out the back. Right, so same scrum formation that you've got here, 20 metres out like that was from your line, which is where we've set. How does your scrum formation set for a play that says, and remember, what I've said is most coaches are going to say, until the ball is gone, you cannot release. All right, so you've got to stay. All right, so how do you cope with that, where you're going man for man for man, 4v4, then go. Do you leave more space at the scrum? It's a question for you. So just, anyone leave more space at the scrum? Allow the guy to fill the hole? And now put Matt Bowen, first receiver, off the scrum. How do you go now?
You've got to be tighter.
Yep.
If you're too wide and you get caught coming in, you're gone. You've got to get tighter. If you're defending outside, you've got to, as soon as you make that movement in, you're out of the play. That's what happened now. If you get a little bit tighter and take the space together, and when the ball's gone, you can release and you can solve the problem.
Yep. So let's look at that from this. We'll talk about how wide these guys are. Speed it up. Right, now, so you're suggesting maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 in nice and tight?
Yep.
Yep, and then they move together to release together.
Yep.
Everyone understand?
They're coming up and in, aren't they? They could be going up and out.
Yeah, yeah. They could go up and out, which is like that's a dog's nice and tight and let you go to the outside. So, yep. That is one way definitely to defend that. Yep, defend tighter.
Who do you reckon, if you did number
who was on the right edge? Steve Maddoway? Was it? No. Who were they playing?
Warriors.
Warriors, oh, I don't know.
One of their halves.
Yeah, yeah. Whoever was on, he made the problem. He made the poor read, I thought. I thought he turned in before he had to. Thought he turned in. Once again, I still go through the key in defence. If you can get it through, it's an attitude that says, I can get there, instead of, I bloody need to get there and make the decision now. You know, he could have said they had burnt, in that, they had burnt 8 metres up, I think, off their line. So he had 8 metres that he could have talked to the guy and retreated and then got the catch and then got the other bloke in. But that's like a lot of communication, a lot of trust.
Well, he did exactly what the Seagulls wanted him to do.
Yeah, yeah, he bit, yeah, which was perfect for him. So, but each of their players knew their job and did it well. Defender just made one poor read, and NRL these days, that's a finish. It's a loss for you. I think a key in defence, for me, people know who Helen Keller is? Pardon?
She intended for
Helen Keller, yeah, close enough, yes. So, yeah, obviously, face your deficiencies and acknowledge them. I think that is the key for our defence. If you do not know what your deficiencies are in defence, all right, you've got no base to work with. Yes, we need to know our strengths. We really need to know what our weaknesses are. And then we need to acknowledge them, all right, and work with them, and don't let them monopolise us. And I think a bit of what happens in some sides with some coaches is they go, okay, well, Morrow's the weak link. Where the hell are we going to hide him? Okay, well, we're going to put him on the left side, and I'll put him with 2 really good defenders. Oh, no, they're getting at those blokes, so now we're getting at him. Let's flip him another bloke out. No, they're still getting at him. Well, let's move him over to the right edge and see how we go. All right? You know, at some stage, that to me says that the deficiencies are being mastered. They're dictating to the team what you're doing, rather than let's sort out some other process in defence that can help us. All right? Key to defence, of course, is the 4 questions. What attitude do you want? All right? What's our attitude in defence? Okay? And I would suggest that your attitude in defence sometimes is dictated by how well or how poor your team are doing, right, at any one time. Your attitude in defence is obviously what's happening with the players' lives outside of football, as far as you're going, and then what you set for what you want in certain areas. You know, like kick chase. What's our attitude in kick chase? do we have a get up and bash them and jam in attitude on the kick chase? Is that what we're looking for? And are we going to maintain that regardless of what the opposition are doing? Right? What are the golden rules? And I said to you that a lot of teams defend, or their golden rule is defend the inside first, defend the ruck, and then number up from there. And if they got one extra on the outside, that's okay. Let's just defend the ruck first. Right? That could be a golden rule. You would have to suggest that that's probably a golden rule at Melbourne, all right, because it's like they all defend in and they stay in and they stay in, and Billy can solve the problem on the end of the line, all right, you know, and he just makes his way across. What's your system of defence? All right, your system of defence in a lot of people is based on your fullback. Is your fullback sitting back behind the ruck going, do they run across and line up at A, or do they turn and come straight back and he goes there and there, right? Do you have a system that says we stay where we are until the other guy is back beside me, right, behind the ruck? Or do I have a system that says the minute he's broken, I now go across here? Like, they're all rules that you've got to think of, and you've got to make your team aware, right? And you've got to explain the purpose to them, right, for that to be the case. Leaders we spoke about in attack, remember? Spoke about the people who could understand, you know, go through some things, see who the people who can understand what's going on. The leaders in defence, right, don't need to be your best defender, right? Leaders in defence still need to be the people who can communicate, right, and the people who make everyone else around them honest with their effort, right? I think that's a key in defence. The people around them need to be honest. So they need to be a person who can get the best effort out of those blokes around them. They can do the job. Rightio. Do you have any defensive calls? I noticed that we all had attacking calls and we all had attacking moves, and we've got lots of them.
Hit the cat.
Do you have any... Hit the cat. Do you have any... Do you have any defensive calls? And are they situation specific? So in other words, you asked me before and I said, yeah, on a kick chase, you'd probably occupy 2/3 of the field on play 1, play 2. The best for junior footy, and I assume there's a few junior footy coaches in here, examples on junior footy. My schoolboy side still do it. Here's halfway, and we line up half, wing, centre, second row, lock, prop, hooker, prop, and then whoever's kicking the ball off in here. Right, now, what am I trying to maintain over here? 4 past the post for me, yep. Second row, centre, 5/8, winger, and obviously one of those will be replaced by whoever's kicking the ball off. Okay, now you might have a different system, but I love it because this guy kicks the ball off here. Where do you think all these people run? They'll run here. And so straight away, I now have all of those players jammed on that side of the post. All right? And 4 players defending from there across. All right? The junior footy, I guarantee you find your, and I'm talking, you know, even to maybe, you know, junior reps in country footy, definitely junior reps, you'll find that they'll hold their shape for the first couple of kickoffs, and then after that, if they've got to kick off again, they're so angry they jam across and try and bash them up. So if you've got people who can find a break the tram in here and then find a pass in there, you'll dust them on the outside. Or even remember the Benji Marshall play we showed, where it was tackle 1, tackle 2, tackle 3, went out the back, and then it was he just caught outside 2 defenders and found a pass.